Holy moly! Look at all those bullets on screen! How will I ever defeat these enemies? Well, for the Season 4 finale, it's Ikaruga for the Gamecube today on Power Up! Oh, you again! Boy, you keep surprising me, don't you? Well, anyway, welcome to the show, as usual. And this, my friends, is the landmark. Maybe not landmark, but pretty dang close. Anyway, this is episode 60, the 60th episode of Power Up, and it is also the season. This is the season 4 finale. Wow! It's hard to believe I've been doing this show for 4 years and 60 episodes. That, my friends, is mind-boggling. Like, I can't believe, in just 10 episodes ago, it was 50. It's just amazing. But anyway, I just want to say thank you so much for all of you who watched this show. Thank you very much for watching it, and I can't wait to do a lot more for season 5. But anyway, you're like, Marcus, what's this episode's game? Well, if you haven't noticed, for every 10th episode, or almost every 10th episode, I like doing a game that is unique on every other 10th episode. It's more unique than usual. At least I try to be. So for this episode, here's what I'm going to do. For those of you how many of you have heard of the developer Treasure? What, you haven't, you said? What the heck is Treasure, you say? Well, very quickly, Treasure was a really good developer who originally made games for the Genesis. They were made up of ex-Konami employees who designed the games like Contra and other stuff, among others. So, but one of their first games one of their first projects was for the Genesis was Gunstar Heroes, which was a pretty cool run-and-gun type shooter. It was very fun and very hard, but fun. And along the line, they would make their main thing was making these, was usually making shooters or something like that. Although they did do other things like I believe they made Wireworld for the Gamecube, which I heard was also really good, as well as Mischief Makers. I think they had a hand in for the N64 as well. But anyway, also for the Gamecube, actually the Dreamcast first anyway, they made a really kind of hard but really bullet hell type shooter called Ikaruga, and it was first appeared on the Dreamcast, but later on it was ported to the Gamecube here in America, and it sold, I think, all right, but not as good as they would think it would. But anyway, for this episode, I'm going to do Ikaruga. So I can't betray this. It's a really good shoot 'em up or shmup. I call them shmups, by the way. I stutter sometimes, so it's not saying shoot 'em up. It's kind of a big blah 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 words. So I call it shmup. So anyone who disagrees with me can go eat some pie with cherries and other fun stuff. But anyway, here's Ikaruga. Let's go shoot some stuff. Ikaruga started out as an arcade game in Japan, and it was released around 2001 in Japan. Later, it was ported to the Dreamcast in 2002 and to the Gamecube in 2003. For gameplay, the gameplay of Ikaruga is mostly focused around switching polarity. Only bullets of a different polarity can kill the player. These same color bullets can be absorbed and converted into energy for your special weapon, which is a homing laser. And the more you absorb, as you can see, I think it was on the bottom left or the bottom right, the more energy you absorb at once, then you can do a more powerful laser attack, the more homing missiles will come out of your ship, which is pretty cool. And also, shooting an enemy using the opposite polarity bullets, because of course in this game as well, when you switch polarity, so if you switch like from white to black, you're black, you shoot black bullets, whereas if you're white, you shoot white bullets. And in shooting an enemy using opposite polarity bullets will cause double damage. Thus, most of the challenge of Ikaruga derives from careful polarity switching and choosing between the high damage or somewhat relative invincibility. And this goes true when you fight the bosses, as they often use bullets of both colors in overlapping patterns. Also, what's cool as well, there's also combination chains. A chain usually happens when 3 enemies of the same polarity are destroyed in a row. The more sets that you destroy, the more points are acquired, thus rewarding you with an extra chance or extra life or whatever. Of course, on that other end, there's the bullet eater strategy, where you don't shoot enemies including bosses, which retreat after a set period. So you can play a couple, so that's kind of interesting too. Although I do remember when I playing this game, to me, since I suck so badly at times, I was able to do just enough that the boss went away. Although that kind of sucks because then you can't get points. You get a good point bonus if you can beat the boss in time, which is pretty neat. Also, for the Gamecube version of the game, which I used to record this review on, you don't begin with a lot of continues, but if you play long enough, you can actually, after I think 6 or 7 hours, you can unlock free play. So you can use, which gives you unlimited continues, which is pretty cool. Because to me, I'm not big on shmups, and yes, I've said shmups. I stutter sometimes. I prefer using shmups than shoot 'em ups. So to me, on the topic of that, to go off for a second, some people say shoot 'em ups, some people say shmups. I like using shmups, but that's just me. Anyway, if you play long enough, you'll unlock more continues and up to free play, which is pretty cool within itself. And also, there's also a 2-player mode. So if it's too much for you to handle, you can have a friend to either help you or bail you out. Oh, I'm funny. Anyway, I consider this game as what they call a quote-unquote bullet hell shooter, because there is an insane amount of bullets you have to dodge, as I mentioned earlier. But it does make for some really hairy situations. But thankfully, with the polarity switching, it does make it a little bit easier. But to me, not by much. But it is a very fun game, and thankfully with the unlimited continues I was able to unlock, it makes the challenge a little bit more bearable. Because at first I think you only get, like, when you first pop it in your Gamecube and you have a fresh save, I think you only have like 5 continues, and in multiplayer, those 2 players share those continues. So it helps, and as you keep playing, every hour you keep playing, it adds another continue until I think you reach like 7 hours, which it says, oh, okay, cool, we'll give you unlimited now. So that's pretty cool. And thankfully as well, this game did get released on Xbox Live Arcade as well as the Android platforms. So if you want to give this game a shot, it is easily accessible, I think. I believe so. But anyway, even though I'm not too much of a big shoot 'em up player, I didn't, once I unlocked unlimited continues, this game was much more enjoyable for me, because then I could actually like finish it better. But also, this game is made by Treasure as well, which is even awesome. And as you know, that company has made Gunstar Heroes, as well as, let's see here, Gunstar Heroes. I'm sorry, I know I'm running a blank here. Oh yeah, Guardian Heroes, Mischief Makers. Heck, they even made Wario Road for the GameCube, among others. And I know there's a couple other ones like, and also an Alien Soldier as well for the Genesis. But yeah, so if you like any of those, as well as Sin and Punishment for both the the N64, which is available on the Wii Virtual Console, as well as a sequel, Sin and Punishment Star Successor, which is on the Wii. So telling that, you know this game is awesome. So anyway, on my recommended scale, I do very much recommend this game, and if you like bullet hell shoot 'em ups or shmups, I consider this highly recommended. And as usual, if you live in or around South St. Paul, Minnesota, please visit my good friends at Level Up Games. Here is their address below if you haven't seen it already. Hello. And also at Level Up Games, they have board games, tabletop games, Magic cards, Magic the Gathering cards, among other card games. And they got like regular board games. They also have something called a Hero Clicks, and they got the tournament for that. A really awesome store to be. So please give them a visit if you're in this area, And also, I have a Twitter feed, as well as a Facebook fan and group page. And that stuff is below, if it isn't already. And if you've been watching this on YouTube, please rate and subscribe to my channel if you could, please. Well, anyway, this wraps up another season of Power Up. It's hard to believe it's been 4 seasons now, since this is the 4th season I'm wrapping. And I can't wait for the 5th. And also to me, personally, when I started this Skate and Bacon thing, making stop motion stuff and doing other stuff, this next year will actually be the 10th anniversary of my first movie I made using the Skate and Bacon moniker. So in actuality, this is the 10th anniversary of the founding of Skate and Bacon Media. Wow! It's hard to believe it's been that long. Well, anyway, thank you so much for watching anything. If you've been to this channel, and if you watched anything besides this, like my old stop motion ones, my old special effects ones, like the Clone Saga, just thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And please leave a comment if you could, please. Well, anyway, just thank you again. Keep watching. I love making these videos. It's a fun thing for me to do. And again, thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for Season 5 of Power Up, and we'll see you next time.